It's first of the month. It's the first of the month. That happens. That happens. Okay. So good morning. Good morning. Good morning. It's actually morning on all 4 time zones today. My name is Sharice. I'm also known as right hand, left brain. So whenever you hear Karen say that, she's talking about me. And basically what that means is if I don't know it, I can find out. Okay. I am your biggest advocate. And I'm also the good cop in this relationship. So if Karen beats you up, you come to me, I take care of the boo-boos, remind you to listen to the message, and send you on out the nest. Okay. That's my job. That's what right hand, left brain means. Okay. So today we're going to be doing our new consultant training. There are a couple of rules with this that there are no rules. So if you have a question right away, let me know. If you have a thought process or you're thinking something and you're not quite sure whether it matches up to what I'm saying, let me know. I don't mind being interrupted because I have notes. So my brain won't go squirrel. It'll be okay. All right. So do we have any questions before we get started? All right. So the way I teach new consultant, sorry, I'm trying to put this in here. New consultant training is different than the way your director teaches new consultant training, which is different than the way your national, if you have one, and the company. And all that basically means is it doesn't matter. We're both right. We're all right. Okay. The way the company has done it, they've done step by step in the skills necessary. So I suggest that you do MK Confident. Let me do this. I suggest that you do MK Confident. It is very, very important because that's going to teach you the very basics of the business. What I'm going to do is kind of whittle things down for you in a way that everything fits into 4 slots. Okay. And the 4 slots that we're going to talk about, which we talk about STEM, is skills management, time management, emotional management, and money management. Those are the 4 of 5 main reasons that people leave Mary Kay. They lack one of those things. Okay. Excuse me. So the very first thing I need you to do is raise your right hand. I want to see all the hands now. Miss Janice, I want to see your hand. Monique, it's okay. Monique is so cute. Look at this. She put her hand up there in the thing. So I promise.
I promise.
Not to wait.
Not to wait.
Until I know everything.
Until I know everything.
Until I know everything.
To work my Mary Kay business.
To work my
Mary Kay business.
Okay. You get what I'm saying, right? The reason why is because there is that much to learn. Savannah is a brand new director, and I guarantee she's going to go, I don't know what to do about something. Okay. I have been in and around the Mary Kay business for almost 2 decades. I have sat at the feet of giants, Mary Kay's daughters as nationals. And there's still times where I go, I don't know. Okay. So it's a lot. But the best thing about our Mary Kay business is that you can learn while you earn. Okay. It's like the best thing ever. So there's no going wrong. We're just going to tell you where to look because we want to enable you to be a strong consultant and then move into whatever position that you want and be strong there as well. Okay. Does that make sense? Okay. So the first thing we talked about was skills management. Now, skills management takes place 2 different ways. Let me make this bigger so you guys can see it. And then I will share my screen if it lets me. There we go. Okay, so should I move like this? Y'all know how this works. Can you guys see that?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, no, maybe?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so skills management. The first part of that is the apps that we have. Mary Kay has developed these apps. They have made it past this particular century to take care of us because prior to the pandemic, we didn't have a lot of these. Okay. The pandemic ended up being a blessing in so many ways, especially in our Mary Kay business. Here's one of them. Okay. So there are 3 types of apps that we have with Mary Kay. One is to learn, one is to order, and then the last one is to sell. Okay, so I'll explain what each of those are. The very first one is under the learned category is the digital showcase. Okay, so that has a library of publications, the Applause magazine, It Just Fits, and more. Also, what's under that, if I remember correctly, they also put the flip chart back under there. Okay, so you can learn it, you can get used to it, you can write notes on it, that kind of thing. If it's missing, that's part of we got a brand new system last December and they're still working out the kinks. Okay, so I know I saw it like 2 months ago. I haven't checked recently, but that's what that is. The second one is the Mary Kay Events app. So if you went to seminar or you're about to go to seminar, this app will be very, very helpful for you. It is only for company sponsored events. Okay, so that would be the main three, I should say, are leadership conference, career conference, and seminar. Okay, seminars in the summer, leadership is always in January, career conference is usually in April or May, depending on when Easter falls and when they can get the convention centers for us to go to. Okay. And what that does, this app, so not only does it remind you where you're supposed to be and what time. Okay, so as an example, I made a fatal error, and see, this is true transparency, Gwendolyn. I made a fatal error and was like, no, it starts at 9 o'clock. I should have checked the app. It started at 8:30. Okay, if I would have checked the app, it would have told us, and I made us late. It was my fault. I totally accept that. But that's what that does. It tells you, she said, she loves me. We were roomies at seminar. So it tells you where you need to be, when you need to be. It tells you like the tours. There's a tour to the distribution center this year. It tells you when they are running the buses and when the last bus runs, which happens to be 2 p.m. Central. I happen to remember that. If you are an ambassador for Mary Kay, it tells you where the party was, because the ambassadors get a party at every major event, well, at leadership and at seminar. It tells you what time the expo is open. If there's any change in classrooms, it'll tell you that. If you're catching the buses to your hotel because you're not in walking distance, it'll tell you what bus that you're for what hotel. Like, it literally has up to the minute information for you for company sponsored events. Okay. So the next one, as I look for my thingy, okay, is your mobile learning app. So this app, I'm not telling you what to do, but I'm telling you what to do. It is my opinion that you should have this app on your phone. If you don't have any space, give up Candy Crush. And I don't say that to be mean. I don't say that to be funny. It's just that Candy Crush costs you time and money. The Mary Kay mobile app helps you make money. Does that make sense? So the mobile app is bite size, if you will, educational, motivational, and inspirational. It says files on the go. All right. So you're sitting in the doctor's office, you can listen to something really, really quick. You're driving down the road going to work, you can listen to something really, really quick, especially if you have like the kind that your phone hooks to the car. So you can listen to it that way. Okay. It just makes it easy, bite-sized learning. And then we have the Mary Kay Great Start app. Now, when you are a Great Start person, when you first start, that time period is the month that you sign plus the 3 months after. Okay. And in that time, you are eligible for lots and lots and lots of free product. So it keeps track of all of that so that you know how close you are to getting more free product, basically. Also, if you recruit in that time period, so the month you started plus the 3 months after, you get more free product when they become Great Start qualified. And Great Start qualified means that in the month you started and the 3 months after, you do at least a $600 order cumulative. Okay, that makes you Great Start qualified. When you're running for the B, for Court of Sharing, you need 24 Great Start qualified people. Okay. So when you're in that period, you can keep track of all yours, but don't delete it when you're not in that period, because now you can keep track of all your team members the same way. So as an example, There was a team member of mine that was short like $11 from her next $100 of free product. So I had to remind her, can you please go place an $11 order or have somebody buy a lipstick or something? Okay. Same idea. Also, it reminds you of the 15-day period when you first start. So remember, I don't know if you remember, for those of you who have signed up a while ago, but if you're new, the month you sign, you have the day you sign, excuse me, you have 15 days from that day to either add the other 2 kits if you did not buy them, as well as make that first order of 600 or more to get that color set. Okay. And your first order always gives you more product than your subsequent orders. So as an example, if I remember correctly, don't quote me on this, but you kind of get the idea. If you order 600 as your very first order in the first, let's say 15 days of the month, you get the color set, which is like you can either sell it or you can use it. And then you get almost about $200 in free product as well. But then every 600 after that, the most you can get, I believe, is 116. Okay. Now, if the numbers are wrong, charge it to my brain and not my heart, but you get the idea of what I'm trying to tell you. Right? So any questions so far? Okie dokie. Perfect. Yes. Summer, did you have a question?
No, ma'am.
Okay. All right. So the next set of apps are Order. Okay. You have the My Customers app, which again, I'm not telling you what to do, but I'm telling you what to do. Download this on your phone. If you want to be able to, work smart, not hard, if you want to be able to work on the go, this is the app for you. So anything about your customers that's on InTouch will be in this app. Okay. So if you meet a brand new person, and they need a set and handset, you can actually do the receipt and everything for them. Okay. Also, it keeps track of your inventory. And that is so very helpful on December 31st and January 1st. Okay. Because we have to keep account of our inventory. We have to count everything for taxes, right? So what you would do is, unfortunately, I don't have a box in here because I got rid of all of them, but there is 3 barcodes on the box of product. Okay. It's usually the middle one. I haven't figured out why sometimes it's not, but it's usually the middle one. You scan it, and it will say, this is everything that's in the box. And do you want to add it to inventory? And you click yes. And it's going to add everything, including Section 2 products. So if you bought any kind of samples or anything, it's going to include that too. Okay. So again, you're out and about. Somebody says, oh my goodness, you sell Mary Kay. Do you have a set and handset? You can actually look and see if you have the set and handset, which scent you have, and how many you have. Okay. Does that make sense? All right. So also at the end, and we go over this every year, so don't panic. But when you do your taxes, if you've been doing that the whole time, the fun part is I just pick like 10 random things out of all my inventory and count them. And if they're right in the system, then I'm assuming that all of them are right. Chalk me lazy. I don't care, but I have a lot of inventory, so I don't want to count all of it. Okay. You do, as the CEO of your business, what you want to do. If you want to count every single piece to make sure that it's there or whatever. That being said, at the end of the year, you can print a report from the My Customers app that says, this is your ending inventory. You would print that report twice, one for December 31st saying end of inventory, and then one for January 1st saying beginning inventory. Okay. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Good so far? Okay.
Yes.
Perfect. And then
Okay, Sharif. Hey, good morning. This is
Morning.
Cynthia.
Yes, ma'am.
You said in My Customer app is where I could actually do a digital receipt for my customers to send it to them without
Yes, ma'am.
trying to write up a paper receipt,
Correct. You can send them by email or text.
email or text. And then also there is a scanner in there in that My Customer that when I do get my shipment, I can just scan it on the phone and it'll say what I have in inventory for what I don't have in inventory.
Correct.
Okay, well, that's new. I never knew that. Thank you.
Perfect. I also tell you this, if you have more than one box, and again, I haven't figured out the rhyme or reason of this, but if you have more than one box for one order, sometimes you don't have to scan the second box. Again, I don't know why sometimes you do and why sometimes you don't. I'm guessing like maybe two different people packed each box versus one person packed two boxes. That is seriously a guess. Like I'm like a long guess, but I just haven't figured out that part yet. Same with when you're scanning it, it's not always the middle one. I'm not quite sure, but generally speaking, that's what it is. Okay. So good question, Cynthia. Good question. Okay, so the next one on order is your Mary Kay Star Consultant Program app. Now, if you are not prize motivated, you don't need this app because you can get all the same information online. Okay, and basically this is our shopping mall. So at the end of every quarter, our quarters, we're in the middle of quarter one now that ends on September 15th. We started June 15th. Excuse me. Depending on what star level you are, so it starts at Sapphire and it ends at Pearl, you get a certain amount of points and equal to the star dollars that you have, okay? You use those points to buy stuff. So think about it this way. You're actually getting paid twice on your orders because once when you sell them and then once when you buy your gift, okay? So does everybody know why being a star consultant is so important? I should say that. Does anybody not know why being a star consultant is important? Okay, perfect. So you guys all know. Okay. So again, if you're not,
sorry, Sharice, please explain to them why star is important, if you don't mind, or I can share because we do have some new people, and so it's probably just going over their head.
Okay, I can do that. Before I do that though, seriously, if you have questions, please ask. It's okay. I promise. Okay. So star consultant basically means that in a star quarter, which is 13 weeks long, it starts from the 16th of the beginning of the quarter and ends on the 15th, 3 months later. Okay. So it's 13 weeks. When you place a cumulative order of 1,800 wholesale dollars or more, you are considered a star consultant. How you can add to that is placing more wholesale orders and or recruiting a Great Start Qualified. A Great Start Qualified adds 600 to your Sapphire star. You have to be a minimum Sapphire star. Does that make sense so far?
Yes.
The benefits of that is, number one, you always have product on hand. I know that when we come into this business, and it is entirely true that you do not have to have inventory to have a successful business, but I need you to think about when you go into your food store, your Walmarts, your Targets, and they don't have what you need, what are you most likely to do if you only went in there for like 2 or 3 things? Leave, right? And any extra that you had that you didn't go in there for, you put it down and walk away, right? Women in general are impulse buyers. So if you already have the inventory, they don't have to wait and they're more likely to buy more from you. Okay. That's the first thing. The second thing is even more exciting in my particular opinion. And it's because when anybody goes to marykay.com to either sign up as a new consultant or place a product order, they give them to the star consultants first in that area. So remember when you set up your website, you had to put in 5 zip codes?
Mm-hmm.
Does everybody remember doing that?
Yes.
So if someone in one of those zip codes signs up to be a brand new consultant, Mary Kay doesn't keep that for themselves. They give it to the star in that zip code. The higher the star, the more likely you're to get more. Okay. They also do the same for the sales. If someone buys product on marykay.com, they're going to give it to the star consultant because they know you got product. Okay. So those are the three main reasons. Am I missing anything, Fidelia, that you usually tell?
No, but I do want to, I just want to give a quick shout out to the Star Consultant Program and a quick testimonial. COVID had just started. It was probably, COVID started in March. It was probably like somewhere around August, September. I had a lady to go online to marykay.com to find a star, to find a consultant.
Right.
She saw me, but she saw other folks as well. So what she did was she chose me because of my picture. She was a retired teacher. She'd used Mary Kay before, lost her consultant. She went online. She said, your picture looked the best. So shout out to those who put a nice picture on their website.
Absolutely.
Second of all, she wanted me to come to her house. I didn't want to go. It was COVID. I went. That woman bought $1,200 worth of products from me in
Holy crap.
one swoop. Looking for a consultant. Went online, found me. I was a Star Consultant. It works.
That is awesome. I will tell you, I have recruited from that, and I have sold lots and lots of product from that, being a star. Okay, so it is definitely worth it. I mean, how would you feel waking up in the morning and seeing an order of somebody you have no idea who they are?
Good.
You woke up to money. Okay, whether it's a lipstick or whether it's a skincare set, it doesn't matter. Right? You did no work except work your business to a level of excellence by being a Star Consultant. Okay? Trust me, it's a lot of fun to see it happen. So also make sure not only is your website done with your picture, preferably, but also that you have ProPay connected, because ProPay is the only way they can pay you through the website. Okay? So just keep that in mind. If you don't have it set up right now, get to it as soon as possible because you're losing out.
Sorry.
All right. Does anybody have the MK events app on their phone? It feels amazing for a $200 order, Julia. So did you just see the pop-up?
Hey, Sharice, before you move on, can we go back to the website? Also, the fact that I do a guest checkout, Sharice.
You
I
do?
don't do a guest checkout. Like they can't check out on their own because I have
Oh, you
had
don't do?
people. I have had people that I did not know to purchase a buttload of products. Not a buttload. I shouldn't say that. But they go on. I don't know who they are. I have no idea. They could be somebody sitting in jail, in prison, purchasing this product from me. And I've had that to happen. So I stopped letting them check out on their own. I have to check them out. But their card is attached, which means, okay, I have ProPay. And so you want to keep that in mind, ladies. You got to be careful. You got to be careful.
So to that point, I have guest checkout on because a lot of people in my area are, they don't want to deal with people. I got a lot of introverts around here. They're farmers. They're not used to being with a lot of people. So the only way they'll buy from me is if I have guest checkout. I will say, though, I do always suggest around from October to the end of the year to turn guest checkout off during the Christmas season, because that's usually when it's a higher rate of credit cards being stolen and the crazy purchases and all of that. Okay.
Tell them where you live, Sharice.
I'm sorry.
Tell them where you live. So
I live in
know.
Washington State. I live smack in the middle. Okay, somebody is echoing. I think. Okay, you got it. Okay, so I live on the dry side of the mountains. It does not rain here every month.
Cherise,
Okay,
question.
I heard Julia and I heard Charlie. Go ahead, Charlie.
When you say turn guest checkout on and off, is that something in the app that you can do?
It's not in the app, it's on InTouch, and you're going to go to Website Manager. So you can
Okay.
go in there as many times as you want. So we'll talk about the website for a second. The website, you can have sales on it. The company only gives you a couple of options, but you can have sales for any 30-day running period. I'm trying to think what else. You can change your picture, you can change your zip codes, you can do guest checkout. And what was the other one? Does anybody remember what the other one was? It was guest checkout and something else. There's two of them. I can't remember what the other one is.
Easy ship. It's easy.
Thank you.
Ship.
Easy ship. Yes. So that means it goes straight to the company. You don't see it at all. Okay. Guest checkout means that they are not registered. So you don't have all of their information. Easy ship means it got sent straight from the company without you touching it.
I got a question.
Yes.
How would you? Because my girlfriend placed the order last night, but she sent the money to my Cash App because it wasn't. I guess I didn't have guest checkout.
I'm taking it she's not registered.
No.
So you have to go into either My Customers app or My Customers Plus on InTouch and settle the order, basically saying she paid with cash. Cash App is considered cash.
Oh, okay.
And then you have to
Set up
either,
ProPay. She probably needs to set up ProPay.
well, that's
Sharice.
that.
I didn't set up ProPay.
No, she
yet.
doesn't have. Oh, you didn't set up ProPay.
No.
Okay,
No.
so I suggest that you do. You don't have to. You can do whatever you want, but I suggest you do because it'll make your life easier.
Yeah.
But for those who don't register, if you have that turned off, they're going to have to send you money another way, whether it's Cash App, Zelle, Venmo, or whatever those other ones are. So keep that in mind if you have that turned off.
Okay, so what do I do? Do I have to wait till I'm placed my first order to send her the product?
So you have no product yet.
I don't have what she ordered wasn't naturally.
She ordered the
I don't
naturally.
have that.
Are
Yes.
you an active
Thank you.
consultant?
I'm gonna get active the 6th.
Okay. So right now you would have to place an order and get active, and you could use her money to do part of that to order the products that she wants. When you are active, you can use the customer delivery service, which means it comes straight from the company. You don't touch it. It goes to their house. But you
Okay.
have to be active for that.
Okay, so I'm gonna do that the 6th because I talked to my director Nina about it,
Mhm.
and she told me just put the money in the bank because you gotta do everything in the bank. So I'm gonna set up my
Or a debit card, a prepaid card will work too.
a prepaid card to work.
Mhm. It's a
I
card.
didn't know.
So as an example, I'll give you the perfect example. When so I ask all of my customers to round up to the nearest dollar for the Mary Kay Foundation. I put all of that money on a prepaid card. So that's one of the cards I use to pay, but it only pays the donations that I put in there. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I'm keeping it separate from the money that I make.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So the money for the product is separate from donations, and I can keep track of them better. But I didn't have another bank account, so I just got a prepaid card.
Okay, what prepaid card would you recommend?
I can't answer that for you. You got to do it based on where you live, what cards are available, what services you need with that card.
Yeah, because I have an old prepaid card, but I know it's not gonna work because I got a new account.
Correct. So throw out that other ProPay card. It doesn't matter. It probably expired too, huh?
I don't think so. I think it expired 12/30.
If it expires 12/30, I would call ProPay and ask them, can you connect it to the new account?
Okay.
So you might be able to do that. But ProPay is different from a prepaid card. ProPay is actually like a savings account with no interest.
Okay.
Okay. So just keep that in
Can I call
mind.
them today or do I have to do it Monday?
I have no idea.
I'll find out.
Yeah, I'm about to say I have no idea when they're open.
Okay. Thank you.
You're
They're
welcome.
not open on the weekend, Sharice.
Okay, you heard her.
Okay. I didn't think so.
Sharice, I'm so sorry. I keep on interrupting you, but I want to encourage that consultant. Okay, you want to call your friend and you want to say, listen, I have not, placed my first initial order yet, but
Mhm.
I want to ask you to please be patient with me until I place my first initial order I have, because she's already paid you. She's already paid you for the product, but she's
Right.
got to wait on it. So I want
Right.
to encourage you to please call her and let her
Be
know
pa-
what's going on. Don't leave her out there hanging thinking that she's going to be getting her product this week.
Yeah, that's what I've been telling. I've been patient with her. Well, telling her to be patient with me, in other words.
Okay.
Thank you.
Julia, what was your question? Miss Summer, you're gonna have to stay muted, honey. I'm sorry, unless you're talking because the feedback.
I think you guys cleared it up.
Okay, well, tell me just in case.
Oh, I was talking about the guest checkout. I turn mine on sometimes and then I turn it off. And when I've had it on, I've gotten quite a bit, big orders. And but you do have to be safe about it and
Mhm.
do the
Absolutely.
scan. Hmm.
Absolutely. If I'm getting a $600 order through guest checkout, I'm not spending none of that money until I talk to the company,
Right, right.
especially if it's somebody I don't know.
Correct.
But
And
if it's like,
you also get an email with some of their information.
right, it does
So
give you a little bit, yes.
yeah, and so if they sometimes put their whole name, so I'll go in there and look in Facebook to see if they're a real person. So
Hey,
I
that
do a
works.
little investigating. Yeah. So
That works. I've used White Pages.
oh, excuse me. Okay, that's something new. I don't have to do
Well, I
that
mean,
as
because
well.
you get sometimes you get the phone number, sometimes you get part of the address, sometimes you get the last name. White Pages looks all of those up. That's the only reason
Mhm.
why. But Facebook's a
Okay.
good idea. I didn't think of that.
Okay. Yeah.
Miss Summer,
And
are you
with
talking to
Cash App
me?
too.
Yes, exactly. Summer, are you talking to me? Okay, I don't think she's talking to me. Okay. Miss Charlie, was your question answered?
Yes, you guys answered it.
Okay, perfect. Miss Charlie, congratulations to you being up this early. Because woo-wee, my West Coast friend.
Thank you. I got up early because I need this.
I understand. See, you taking care of yourself, taking care of your business. I love it. I love it. All right, so it's 6:00 in the morning for her too, y'all. She's in California. Okay, so we went over those two. So the last four are the cells. So I'm going to breeze through this. If you need to stop me, just stop me because I want to make sure that we stay on time. So the Mary Kay app, I suggest that you download it and see how it works and play with it. You can send from, if you have it on your phone, a QR code directly to you. So whatever your marykay.com/ whatever your name is, you can send it directly from there. Also, your customers can come in there. They can register on your website. So you can use that. They can make wish lists, which is great with the time period coming up. So they can tell you who you're allowed to call, like Secret Santa kind of deal, those kind of things, call whoever they have and go, hey, by the way, customer says that these are the things that she would love to have, and they can use it as a just because gift, a holiday, a birthday, whatever the case may be. But again, download it so that you know how it works, so that for those who are not as computer literate, you can help them out. Okay. The next one's the interactive catalog app. It's an app that does what you can do on the website. Okay. So I'm not saying don't use the app. What I'm saying is for some of us, it might be easier to go to marykay.com/ your name and then hit the catalog button and then take that address and send it to people. Okay. Make sure that if you're going to do that, it's never just marykay.com, because remember what I told you, they send customers without consultants to Star Consultants in the area. So you don't want to miss out on your sale. Okay. And then the last two are the Skin Analyzer app and the Mirror Me app. So this is part of working smart and not hard. The Skin Analyzer app is basically they take a picture of their face and then you kind of see like in reverse color, like almost like X-ray, the problem areas, and then it tells you what product that they can use in which order they're supposed to use it. Okay, so think about it like this. For those of you who are new, or you've had the problem where you go, I'm a brand new consultant to your family members, and they'd be like, you can't recommend me no product because you don't know nothing about skincare, right? They won't listen to you, but they'll listen to the app. So the app knows what it's talking about, even if you don't. Does that make sense? It's, I don't know if I just said this, but it also counts as a facial, a virtual facial, because it knows what product they're going to recommend. And remember, if they have the Mary Kay app, all the products that they don't buy up front, you can put them on their wish list or put it on a list and under their name as a customer. So you know what samples to send them based on what Mary Kay suggested they use. Okay. It does work over the camera as long as the light is behind the camera. Okay. So you can do this online too. It is 99% accurate. I have only had, in the 2 or 3 years that they've had, how long has it been out? 3 years? Skin Analyzer app. I've only had one person who didn't work. Like, I took their picture over the internet and then I had them download it and they took their picture and it was totally different results. Everybody else was the same. Okay, so it is very, very accurate as long as the lighting is correct and they're not wearing makeup. So they have to have a clean face, no makeup, light behind the camera. Okay, so literally, like, I would tell them to do this, you know, so that I can get their whole face in it. Okay. So that's the Skin Analyzer app. The Mirror Me app is the color version of it. So what they do is, okay, Savannah.
I just wanted to let the consultants know, use it for yourself too, because I do it on my face about every quarter because our skin changes on a regular basis and we want to update our product so we can show them that we're using it ourselves as well.
Absolutely. Fidelia?
Hear me?
Barely.
Oh. I was gonna ask you how can that app connect with a wish list? Can you hear me?
Okay. So it doesn't connect in the sense that you click on the app, add to their wish list. You would have to go into their customer profile and add it to their wish list. But you have the list. So here's the deal with it. So they take a picture, and if they are sending to the same phone, meaning if they have Apple and you have Apple, it'll go through the way it's supposed to. I've noticed when it's opposite, it doesn't work. So tell them, just take a screenshot and text it to you. Okay. Then you have their list, and whatever they don't buy, because you're supposed to make a receipt, right? So what they bought, you've got the date, so you can do the 2 + 2 + 2. Does everybody know what that is? Okay.
Explain.
Yes.
I'll get to that in a second. So you can do 2 + 2 + 2 on when you follow up with them. And then you can put everything else underneath, either products recommended. So like in the comment section, these are the products that were recommended and they didn't buy it yet. So let me send those samples. And then you put the dates when you send the samples, or you could put it in their wish list. And so every time you call them to check up on them, then you can suggest some of those other products. Okay. The 2 + 2 + 2. I'm sorry.
Where's the wish list again?
In the Mary Kay app. Okay. But you have to be signed into the Mary Kay app as a customer to see it. Just look at it. You'll understand when you look at it. Okay. 2 + 2 + 2 is when you are supposed to check up on anyone that you sold product to. 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months. At the 2-day mark, have you tried it yet? That's usually what it is. The 2-week mark, how's it working for you? And then the 2-month mark, you should be getting low in time to reorder. Okay. That is all under MK Confident. All right. And that counts as a facial. Like I said, the Mirror Me app, it uses augmented reality. So AR, you know, you see on TV, the big glasses and it looks like they're there. Does everybody know what I'm talking about? Yes. Okay. It's kind of like that. Again, you put your face close, clean face, no makeup, light behind the camera, and then they can try makeup looks. On most people, it looks like they're actually wearing the makeup. Okay, there's a couple people, and I don't know why, if it's a glitch in the system or what, that you can tell it's not quite right, not quite lining up. But a lot of people are using that for part of the makeover contest. Okay, so they can try different makeup looks, they can try different hair looks. It's crazy. But it's fun. So you even try to see what it does, because it's so accurate. You can do that once, have somebody try that and they pick that look and it still looks good on them in person. Okay. Any questions regarding any of the apps?
No, but would that be what you're recommending? Like I am 99% virtual.
Okay.
And so I was trying to figure out how to work this makeover contest.
Okay. So this is what I would suggest. Yes, the Mirror Me app works. And if you have a facial tomorrow, I would say give them the Mirror Me app. But if you know that a week from now is your appointment, send them the samples. They get to physically think about it. When you see something on QVC, you will think twice before you buy it. But if you went into the store and they put the makeup on you, you're more likely to take it home right away, right? It's the same thing. Does the Mirror Me app work? Absolutely. But sometimes they hesitate, especially if it's somebody who doesn't wear makeup, right? But if they're trying it on, now they know how to apply it because you've walked them through it. So they're a little bit more confident and they're more likely to buy it from you. It doesn't mean the Mirror Me app doesn't work. I've sold plenty of makeup through the Mirror Me app, but it's one of those product to face things that if you can send the sample is better. This is the only thing I send samples for the record, is for this. I don't usually send samples. I am 99.9999999% virtual because of the area that I live in. Okay. So keep that in mind. You have a greater, unless you are like really, really good at sales and you can sell like ice to an Eskimo, if you can do the samples. If you're a brand spanking new and don't have it yet, then use the Mirror Me app. Don't wait till you have product. Okay. Because that could be some of the money that you use to buy your product. Okay. So there's no real wrong way. I happen to prefer the samples. There might be somebody else who prefers the app. You are the CEO of your business and you have to make that decision. Okay. Any other questions? All righty. So the next part of this, close your eyes so you don't get dizzy, is InTouch. Now, the reason why I'm not signing into InTouch is because there's something I need to show you. So this could be your login screen. This could be your login screen. This could be your login screen. The reason why I'm showing you is if your login screen doesn't look like your director's, your sister consultant, or whatever, it's okay. It is based on how long you've been in the company and what your career level is. Okay. So I wanted to show you that. Now on there, it actually looks different now. So then now let me show you that InTouch because it's a little different now, but I just wanted to show you those login screens. Oh man. Second time's a charm. All right. So up here is your main bar. Obviously, this is home. It brings you to this page. Ordering is where you order anything from MK Connections or the authorized dealers, for lack of a better way to put it. It's also where you do your inventory order, which my computer's slow, so I apologize. Okay, so all of that's there. La 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 la. I'm sorry, my computer's so slow today. News is just that. Business tools. Oh, I lied. Approved vendors is here now. It used to be under ordering. Here's your website manager we talked about. Weekly accomplishment sheet that we'll talk about. Your My Customers we just talked about. The PCP program, Preferred Customer Program, it is due by the 17th. If you want to send the holiday book out to your customers, that's what that is. And it's basically sending a lookbook with a sample. It is cheaper to send it through the company than it is to send your own book by like at least $1. Okay, so do it. E-cards, blah, 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 blah. I'm not going to show you all of these because you can do it on your own time. Rewards is literally all the different contests that we have going on. And this is the one that we want. This is education. So the very first thing, as a brand new consultant or as a recruiting consultant, you want to always tell them that their directors, your director is going to call them. It's better to send them a picture and their phone number so that they can save it in the phone and they know when the director is calling and it doesn't look like a stranger. Okay. And then you tell them to start here. And the reason why is you don't want them to get cold feet. You want to get them started immediately. Okay. So here it talks about the Great Start Journey. So remember I said that's the month you sign plus 3 months after. This is Welcome to Mary Kay. This is the welcome brochure. That's more information in the video. The video is kind of like a gloss over. This talks about MK Confident. You want to finish MK Confident because it teaches you how to use skincare and color cosmetics and the clinical solutions and social media. Sorry, my brain was like, and social media. Okay. All of that is under MK Confidence. So if they are unsure about anything in those categories, if they just go to MK Confident, it'll take care of that. Okay. So this sends you straight there, as well as if they have any questions about it, talks about it there. This is the startup options flyer. So this is the inventory. Do not talk inventory with your people unless your director gives you permission. And I know that sounds kind of weird because you are the CEO of your business, but here's the deal. How do you convince somebody to spend $600 on product that they may or may not have tried? That's what the inventory talk is, okay? So if you want to learn it, talk to your director about being there when she does it, okay? But for the rest of you, they just have to watch this video and wait for the director to call them. Okay, this talks about inventory. All right, so do not have the inventory talk with them, especially if they haven't signed up yet. And then do not have the inventory talk and talk about 225, because I will smack every single one of you. Think about it this way. If you tell them to only have a 225 order, your commission is $8. If you tell them to do a $600 order, can you do the math? You understand what I'm saying? Do not have the inventory. I know I keep saying it. Do not have the inventory talk with them until you are trained. If it's not your director, then find a mentor or director or a seasoned consultant that can help you. Okay? Because sometimes people don't get along with their director or their director's busy. Okay? Do not have the inventory talk until you are trained. Yes.
Another testimonial. I had a consultant talk to her new recruit about an order, and the consultant did a 225. Then she had a grand opening and she sold over 8. And she was wondering why she didn't get the free products. It was because she did a 225. So she wasn't given the facts. And you know, you got to let your director.
Right. You got to turn your sound. I don't know if it's changing the direction of your
I don't know.
mic or something.
This is the first time this has happened.
Okay. That being said, to piggyback on that, if you tell them 225, you're missing out on your own commission and they're missing out on free product. And just because they came in to help you doesn't mean that they're only going to do 225. I had someone who literally came in to help me and she did an $1,800 order because she bought product for her family. Okay, so keep that in mind. Don't do it until you're trained. And if you really want to be trained, bug your director or another director or a super seasoned consultant. Okay. All right. So all of that information is there. It also talks about the other two kits. So if most people seem to start with the $35 kit. My suggestion would be tell them up front that they have a couple of options. Tell them $35 just gives them one book, a website, and ProPay. The $45 option gives them some receipts and samples and some other things. The $90 option is basically our starter kit. So explain all three and let them make the choice. I know we usually go, oh, it's only $35 to start. Technically, because you have to do the 35 portion, but give them the option. Like if you started at the $35 thing, did you feel a certain kind of way that you didn't have full-size product? Or did you feel a certain kind of way that you had to go and buy samples? Most people do. So don't let them have to wait for the 15 days. Give them all the options. Let them make the decision. Now they know that, and they still have 15 more days to add to it if they want to. Okay? That's just my suggestion. I'm not telling you what to do, but I'm telling you what to do. All right. And then the Great Start brochures here remember I told about the free product. So this is the first order it has to be minimum 600. And then these are the choices that they get for every 600 cumulative in those 4 months. Okay. Team building bonuses as well. I talked about, you can go look at it. You want the Great Start app. My suggestion would be you click both of these and save in the notes section of your phone to have both of them. So for your new consultant, you can just send both of them. You don't have to ask, do you have Apple or Android? Send them both, or send them this, take a copy of it and send it so that they download it immediately. Because the more you set them up for success, the more money they make. And then the more money they make, the more money you make. Okay? You can't make no money unless they make money. Make sense? So all of that is under new consultants start here. Shop My Party is about having individual links. I am not going to explain it to you. You can look it up by doing MK Confident because that's in there too. Okay. Do you want to know what to say to book an appointment? Do you want to know what to say to coach the appointment? Do you want to know what to say at the appointment? Do you want to know what to say after the appointment when you follow up? All of it is in MK Confident. Okay. I'm not going to be redundant and waste your time. All right. This even talks about team building. And then the last one is the legal education module. So if you were to go to, oh, I saw it. It's bigger now. I saw it at seminar because they had a legal desk there. It's like this big now, the legal document. So now, if you don't want all these details this big, and the print is tiny, it's not even like 12 point, it's like 10, it's tiny. Okay, so more words on the page, basically, and the margins are small. Okay, so can you imagine a book like this? Y'all complain about the 80 pages that's in the Metamorphosis book. It's like this. And there's lots of pictures in the Meta book. Okay, so if you don't want to read this book, you do that test. Okay, it is like, I think it took me 15 minutes. It doesn't take long. And it tells you all the things that you can and cannot do on Mary Kay. And then if you accompany that with Mary Kay Confident, MK Confident, it tells you what you can do on what app. So as an example, did you know that on TikTok, you cannot share the opportunity? Or did you know that every time you talk about earning the use of a car, there's a little saying that you have to put there, basically saying that less than 2% of all the Mary Kay consultants in the world earn the use of a car. Okay. All of that stuff is in there and is set in a way that if you can't remember like that, you can just go to that one section, find it, and then keep moving. Okay. Any questions about any of this? All right. So that is our skills portion. I'm going to have to talk super fast. Okay. So, the next thing is our time management. Okay. So this is the fun part. This is the longest module, but I can get through it fast. Very first thing, I talked about it this past week, is you should have a running to-do list for your whole life. It can be an app on your phone. It can be the notes section on your phone. It can be a notebook in your purse. Okay. How many times have you gone to the grocery store and left the list at home? How many times have you gotten back home from the grocery store and forgot the main thing you needed? Right? That's why this is important. Okay. That running to-do list is your whole life. So you're sitting there having a chat with your girlfriend, and then you go, crap, I forgot to A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Write it down. And write it down could be putting it electronically. I don't care how you do it. It could be electronic or written down, but you need to do it. Okay. Everything in your life, whether it's go food shopping, whether it's make the beds, whether it's contact Susie to see how she's doing with the product for her 2+2+2, it doesn't matter. Put everything on this running to-do list. Okay. It's going to help you in the long run. All right. Now from this running to-do list, let me pull this back up. You are going to take your most important things. Okay. So let me see if I can show them to you really, really quick. Okay, my computer's not working right now. So if you look every day, most days, because I am imperfect, at 1:45 p.m. Pacific time, which is 5:45, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 4:45, my bad. Eastern PM, you will see something that says most important list, and then I'll have tomorrow's date on it. Okay. That is for you to take the most important things on that running to-do list that you are going to do for that day. You're planning your next day. Think about if you go to work, do you have a set amount of things or a set type of things that you're supposed to do at work? That you're setting yourself up for work, basically in Mary Kay. Now, here's the fun part. You could just say it's the most important things, everything in your life, or you can say most important things for Mary Kay and most important things for your life. You could say most important things for Mary Kay, your JOB, and then your life. It doesn't matter how you do it. It's more important that you do it. Okay. Now, Mary Kay says 6 most important things list. You'll also see that in the My Customers app. Let me explain something to you why we don't. When Mary Kay started talking about the 6 most important things list, nothing was digital. They had to type their letters on a typewriter or write their letters out. There was no emails. You had to mail them through the post office. You understand what I'm saying? Like all the making phone calls out of area was expensive. Okay. They didn't even have cell phones yet. So everything took a lot longer. In our day and age, everything is almost at a snap. You can message 10 people in 15 minutes on Facebook Messenger. Literally, probably less than that if you're just copying and pasting, right? You can send an email, talk to the person, and you don't finish the sentence of, I just sent you the email when they receive it. Or same with the text message. Okay, so that's why we say most important thing list, because if you're running by the power of a minute, which means what can you get done in 60 seconds, you can get a lot more done on that most important thing list than you could when Mary Kay instilled this idea. Okay, does that make sense? So that's the difference between Mary Kay calling it 6 most important things and us calling it most important things list. Okay, so when you see that list, before you go to bed, not tomorrow, not when you wake up at, dark o'clock, before you go to bed, you are to write the things that you completed today's to-do list, or not to-do list, but most important things list, and then what your most important things list is for tomorrow. Okay. The reason why you want to do it before you go to bed is because have you ever gotten to your desk at your JOB or even doing hair? If I didn't go over the list of who my customers were going to be so I could mentally prepare myself, because, some people are people, right? You're not as prepared as if you do it before you go to bed. Now, here's the deal also. Before you go to bed means anytime before you go to bed. So for me, it's at the end of my workday. I don't stop work and go straight to bed. I stop work, then probably cook dinner, spend time with my family, then I go to bed. Right? So I have to do it at the end of my workday so that I'm not sitting there going, what did I say I have to do today? Right? It's all there for you. It is literally like clockwork. Okay. Now, can you do it the other way? Yeah. Are you going to be as efficient? No. Okay. So now we've got our most important things list. Now we've taken that off of our running to-do list. Now we have what you call do, delay, or delete. Okay. So what are the things on that list that only you can do? That's what the do is. That's the stuff that stays on your most important things list. The delay is things that you don't have to do today. So as an example, you're running to get into DIQ, or you are in DIQ, or you're running for a car. So something that's a short period of time, but it's a little bit hair on fire in a good way, right? You don't need a dentist appointment right then and there. If it's just a yearly checkup at the doctor, you don't need that right then. If the dog needs to be groomed, the dog can wait, right? Now, I have to say this because there's always going to be somebody that twists my words. I'm not talking about if you have a doctor's appointment because you have health issues. I'm talking about like your yearly, all the yearlies as women, if you get what I'm saying, right? Because we all have several yearlies, right? Even our gentlemen do. So it even goes for them. That can be pushed off. But if you're going for dialysis, please don't push it off. Just go to dialysis and then make some phone calls if you can, right? You understand? Or text messages if you don't want to talk. Okay, so please know I'm talking about the not super important things. If you're having teeth pulled because it's hazardous to your health, do that. But if you're just going for a cleaning for the 6-month cleaning, that can wait. That's the delay. And then the delete is, what are the things that you can hand off to other people? Now, this is where it gets dicey. Technically, you don't have to cook all your meals. Technically, you don't have to clean your house. You don't have to wash your laundry, right? Now, there's going to be somebody who says, ain't nobody who cooks like I do. Ain't nobody who cleans like I do. Ain't nobody who cooks like I do. If you enjoy those things, then continue to do it. But let me explain something to you. Let's say you have a house cleaner, all right? Let's say she makes $20 an hour, right? And it takes you 5 hours a week to clean your home, right? Now, most of us is a heck of a lot more than that, but you just run with me, okay? So that means that it costs you $100 for someone else to clean your home. Now, let's say, how many parties can you hold in an hour, in 5 hours? 5. If you're doing beauty bars, you can hold more than that with a 15-minute break. If you're doing virtual, you can have more than 3 to 5 people. Okay, so let's say 1 hour, you've got 5 people around the table. The average consultant does between $75 and $100 per face, brand spanking new with no knowledge. Okay, we're going to round it up to 100 just for the sake of easy math. That means that you sold $500 in 1 hour, right? Which means that in 5 hours, you sold $2,500. Now, remember, these were average numbers, okay? So 5 hours, somebody cleans for $100, 5 hours, and you sold $2,500, which means you profited $1,250. You understand what I'm saying? You don't have to do everything. One of my things, the first thing to go in my house was laundry. I don't do my laundry. That's not true. I do my laundry. I throw all the dirty clothes in the bag and put the bag outside my house. And then when the clean bags come back, I open the bags and I hang up and I put my clothes away. That's it. That's all I do. Because in my house, we use a brand new towel and hand towel and washcloth every single day. And I use 2 washcloths a day because, you know, one for the face and one for the body, right? I'm a little bit of a germaphobe. I can't help myself. And I have a preteen in my house who might wear 3 outfits in one day. Right? So think about all those clothes. I average about 60 pounds of laundry a week. I pay $1 a pound. for someone else to do it for me. I put the hangers in there. If it can't take fabric softener, I just tell them, oh, by the way, I don't buy the soap either. And I don't pay the electricity for that to happen either. So I'm saving a heck of a lot more money, right? I didn't have to buy the washer and dryer if you have it, or fix it. I didn't have to buy the soap. I didn't have to buy all the other stuff that goes with it, the bleach or the peroxide or the OxyClean or the whatever that you put in there, right? Woolite. And I didn't constantly run back and forth, stopping whatever I was doing to take the clothes from the washer and put them in. Oh, take the clothes out of the dryer first. Put the washer clothes in the dryer, turn on the dryer, put another load that's on the floor or in a bucket, depending on how you are, into the washer, turn it on, get it started. Now you got to fold them clothes if you don't want them wrinkled. And then you can get back to what you was doing. God forbid you're cooking on the stove. Right? My next thing will be food. I love to cook. I love to cook. I love to cook for other people. As a matter of fact, I have to make a meal today as soon as I get off of here for some friends of mine. I love it. But do you think I cook every night? Who's got the time? Who has the time? I used to. I don't now. My son gets home cooked meals every night. That's not true. We do eat out sometimes. But you know what I'm saying? He eats every day. And he's homeschooled, which means he never leaves. Preteen boy. He goes through more snacks because he's always home, right? He's fine. If I said we're having pizza, he'd love it. If we're getting chicken from Costco, he'd love it. It's good. I don't have to cook. So my next thing is making sure that I have a solid income so that people can cook for me, home cooked meals. So I won't eat out as much because it's not conducive for the weight line. Right? You don't have to do everything. Do the thing you love, delegate everything else. Okay? And then there's the delete. Y'all know good and well that you wasn't going to clean out that closet, but all of a sudden it's time to work Mary Kay. Now you want to clean out the closet. For real. For real. Oh, you want to organize your inventory before you sell it because it wants to all be pretty, that you can pay somebody else lip glosses to do. Find some teenager and offer them 3 lip glosses for 3 boxes of product. I bet you she'd do nicer. And you can use your time somewhere else. Y'all know y'all don't have to do those things. Give it to somebody else. Okay? And I'm guilty, so I can speak. Okay, I'm guilty of everything I've said to you today. Monique's like, she's talking about me. But it is some that we're going to talk about it, but I call it creative procrastination. We're going to talk about that more in a minute, but you've got that. Okay. Any questions so far? Okay, so here's the fun part. You've got your most important things list. You know what you're going to do, delete or delay. And now, where are you going to do? Oh, no. What are you going to do first? What are you going to do first? There's a difference between IPAs and non-IPAs. IPA stands for income producing activity. You emptying a box of product and putting on your shelf does not make you money. But making a gift basket does. Because you get to show your work, right? Sitting there and organizing your leads in which order you want to call them based on your mood does not make you money. But going out to get 5 new names a day does. Understand the difference between IPAs and non-IPAs? Okay, so if you want a pretty sheet or a plain basic sheet of IPAs, I'm not going to show you the one I have on purpose. There are a bajillion out there. Set a timer before you go Google if your director doesn't have one. Okay, there are some, if you look under STEM management, the folder in Meta, the album on Meta, or you look under new consultant, there are IPA sheets under there. An IPA sheet is the things that you do to make money. So as an example, and some of them are different. So some will say 7 new names, some will say 5 new names. Some will say 2 bookings, some will say 1 booking. Some will say a facial One facial doesn't count. You need 2 facials or 1 party with 3 people or more. Some will just say 1 facial. Okay. They're all different in that, but what they all have in common is they say that 5 IPAs a week is a part-time consultant, 10 IPAs is a full-time consultant. And if you want to move up in the business, either earning the use of a car or becoming a strong red jacket, 15 people on your team plus 1 red jacket, or a director, you do 15 IPAs a week. Okay. Now, who just got a little nervous about 15 IPAs a week? Tell the truth.
Cynthia.
Cynthia said me. Okay. I'm going to show you how
Me.
IPAs does not take all day. Okay. So let's say you go to your unit meeting and you invite 5 separate guests. Okay. It's not a party, 5 separate people. All 5 of them show. All right. 3 of them buy miracle sets or repair. 3 of them give you referrals. All 5 of them got interviewed, but only 1 signed. And then 2 of them did bookings. Okay. Good morning, baby. Go sit over there. I'm working. Yes, you can get on electronics. Okay. Good morning. I got to finish this up. Okay. So you invited 5 people. That's 5 IPAs. We said 3 of them bought skincare. That's 3 more. So now we're at 8. 3 of them gave you referrals. That's 11. It's early. Sorry. We said referrals. 1 of them signed. That's 12. And all 5 got introduced to the marketing plan. 12 and 5 is 17. And technically, you can say that you bought 5 guests to a meeting. 17 and 5 is what? 23? 23 IPAs in about 3 hours time, because you need about an hour to call all 5 people, invite them, and then keep following up so they come. And then let's say the meeting is about an hour, and then transportation to and from the meeting. So about 3 hours. I'll say it took you 5 hours. In 5 hours, you did 23 IPAs. It don't take all day. Okay. We think it all day. Again, I'm telling you from personal experience. We think about it all day, and that's why it takes so long. And that's why we're going, but I'm not making any money and I'm working Mary Kay all the time. No, you're not. You're thinking Mary Kay all the time. Which is why your 6 most important things list is important, because now you can see, what did you actually do? And if you're crossing things on your general to-do list that are things that can wait, or you don't have to do it all, you understand what I'm saying? Okay. You're thinking about Mary Kay as you're cooking dinner that you technically don't have to do. Because if you had a skincare class, you could pay for dinner for a couple of days with your profit, right? Or washing clothes or washing the walls. People want to wash walls when it's time to make some phone calls, but y'all understand what I'm trying to say, right? Okay. And so, you know what you're going to do, when you're going to, you know what you're going to do, how you're going to do it, what things you delay or delete. When are you going to do it? That's where the weekly plan sheet comes in. Okay. Has everybody seen a weekly plan sheet? Let me ask the question differently. Is there anyone who does not know what a weekly plan sheet is? Okay. I'm going to guess that you do, but I'm going to tell you anyway. A weekly plan sheet is Sunday through Saturday or Monday through Sunday, basically like a calendar that you put your schedule in. Okay. So let me show you Mary Kay's copy. I'm going to be honest, Mary Kay's copy is not my favorite personally, but I just want to show you. Okay. So this is what a weekly plan sheet looks like. All right. It's Sunday through Saturday. This is Mary Kay's. You can go look this up on InTouch and find it. It's in Spanish and English and what week you're doing. Okay. This is a weekly plan sheet. This one includes your IPAs, your sales, your star, team building, bookings, all of it. This is a weekly plan sheet. It counts. It keeps track of how many phone calls you make and how many appointments that you make. That's the last one that I have. So if you want a pretty one because you don't like Mary Kay's, or I personally don't like Mary Kay's because it doesn't give me enough hours. Okay. So I want to see 12 a.m. to 11:59 p.m. because I schedule my sleep. If I do not schedule my sleep, I don't sleep. Like last night, I didn't sleep. Okay. And I'm not saying that to be funny. I'm for real. I have to schedule my sleep. For those who don't know, I'm bipolar. I have to schedule everything. Okay. If you don't have to schedule your sleep, it's okay. I have to say these things because people go, Sharice said we have to schedule our sleep. No, I will say, make sure you get about 8 hours time or more if you need it for sleep. Even if you're not asleep, then you're resting. Resting is doing something. Okay. So what goes on this first? If you have a JOB, that goes on first. Your spiritual time goes on there. If you're taking care of someone, everything that you cannot change goes onto the list first. Okay. After that, if you have family members, children, whatever that you spend time with on a regular basis, that has to go on the list. If you have children, they need your time every single week. If you have children like mine, they need your time every single day. They're adults. They need my time every single day. Well, 3 of them are. Okay. However you do it, based on what your child needs, or your niece, nephew, cousin, mama, grandmama, whoever it is that you spend regular time with. Okay. Because I have a Marmee. She's not blood related, but she's related, that I have to see once a week. And then I have my 3 adult married children who I have to make time for once a week. 2 of them have to see me. And then I have the 12-year-old home who needs my time, right? Then if you have a significant other, they need time from you every week. I'm fortunate my husband does not need time from me every day because Lord knows where I'd fit it. Okay. But you need to date your spouse or significant other, no matter how long. I don't care if you've been with them for 6 months or 60 years. You need to date your spouse. You need to protect that relationship. And then, because we don't have enough to do, you need time for you. That is a must. Okay. Here's the reason why. The example that was given to me by my therapist, which I absolutely love, is you got a waitress in a restaurant with a pot of coffee, and she's going around filling up cups. Eventually, what's going to happen? It's empty, right? And God forbid you put that empty pot back on the little hot mat that keeps everything hot. What's going to happen? Burnt, old, and crusty. That's what you're doing to you when you don't refill yourself. Burnt, old, and crusty. And Lord knows Mary Kay keeps that from happening. Okay. So I don't care if you do like Director Rosita and you take a nap every day, or you do like I will find a book in a corner. Sometimes the corner is not in the house. It's in the car, in a park, or in a restaurant by myself. But that rejuvenates me. And I only do it, I do it every day. I don't even want to lie. I do every day because I do a lot for a lot of people. So I have to fill more often. Okay. Once a week or once a day. I don't care how you do it, but you need time for you. And the reason why you need time for your other family members, whether inside of your house or not, is because when you are doing that run for something that's temporary, if you take that time from your family, they're still going to be supportive of you. They're still going to help you because they know that once that small period is over, you go back to being them. And it's not all about Mary Kay. Has anybody had their family members say, all you talk about is Mary Kay, Mary Kay, Mary Kay? Right? So when you're spending these time wherever you are, if you're at work, then you're at work. Unless you can talk Mary Kay, then talk Mary Kay. But some of us can't. Okay? When you're with your spouse or significant other, you're with them. You're not answering Mary Kay calls. The average business is not open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I shouldn't say that. 20 years ago, the average business was not open 24/7. Okay. Now with technology, things are open more often. People work around the clock, blah, 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 blah. But you understand what I'm trying to say. You cannot work 24/7. You're going to fall apart. Okay. So that's why those times are important. You can borrow from them times when you need to for that final run. Like we're in June and it's June 15th and you got like $3,000 left to finish your goal. You're going to take time from them and yourself because, team no sleep to get it done. But then on July 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, you resting or sleeping or whatever. Right? Don't you take time out to go on vacation? How often does that happen? Yeah, see, Nadine, everybody don't take vacations every day. But if you sell Mary Kay, you should. Because Mary Kay can pay for the vacation. Now you got something to look forward to. And vacations are not seminar, leadership, or career conference. Do we have fun there? Absolutely. But if you've never been to seminar, you don't get a lot of sleep. Because if you do, you're missing something. I tell everybody before seminar, just like get too much sleep so that you can stay up. Now, some of us, we absolutely have to go to bed at a certain time. We're not talking about you guys. We're talking about general population. Okay. Team no sleep. Ask me how much me and Gwen slept. We slept one day because we were sick. The perfumes got to us at our unit meeting. Everything else, we were up. Because you were at there and you come back and then you got to be here and then you come back, change clothes, you got to be here. Okay. If you don't want to miss anything, team no sleep. Leadership is kind of the same way. Career conference is a little bit more forgiving. Okay. Any questions about that part? Okay. So the very last part of time management is the accountability piece, weekly accomplishment sheet. Now, people are going to freak out because they don't do it. I know y'all don't do it regularly. You know how I know? Because I know. Unless you are a C personality and every I has to be dotted and every T has to be crossed, you're probably not doing it. Here's the reason why. First, let me show you what it looks like. This is straight from Mary Kay. Y'all see all those lines? I'm not even going to make it bigger for you. It's a lot. But you know what the best part about it is? You don't have to fill out the paper. Remember what I showed you on the list where it said weekly accomplishments? You click that button and enter everything there. And if you did not write any paper receipts, but you sent all of your receipts electronically, all you got to do is click the ones that go for the week and then click submit. But if you wrote receipts, then you have to put all those in. Okay. I'm not going to say don't write receipts. I'm going to say I strongly suggest you don't. Okay. If you're one of those people that have to write everything down, do what works for you. But if you don't need to, don't write it. Because you can email it. You can save it 1,000 different ways if you do it electronically. So you won't lose copies. Okay. A couple of reasons why weekly accomplishment sheet is important. Number one, it helps your director help you. So they can see how many faces you've seen for the week. And if you saw 20 faces, but you only sold $300, your director can see that obviously you're not selling sets, or you might need to tweak what you're saying to sell more. Or maybe you just need to ask for the sale, because some of us don't ask for the sale and not realizing we're not asking for the sale. Okay. Same with recruiting. If you interviewed 30 people and only one signed up, it could be what you're saying, or it could be the type of people you're always asking. I hate to say it like that, but it's true. Think about it. The average homeless person, do they have enough oomph to make Mary Kay really work? You can honestly answer that question by the fact that they're still homeless. And I'm not picking on them because I was homeless at one time. Okay. This is not for all homeless people. This is how long have they been in that situation? Do they look homeless? Because there's some people who look like us and they're homeless. That means they're trying to do something. But for those who are just like down and out on the street, they are comfortable being uncomfortable. However, the queen of unit sales and the queen of sharing in my seminar was homeless 2 years ago. And she's about to run for national. You understand my point? They're the exception. So I'm not going to ask 30 homeless people to try Mary Kay. I'm not going to exclude them either, but that's not going to be my main market. Does that make sense? So that's what I mean by who you're asking. They're the exception. All right. Generally speaking, those who are successful in their life are usually successful in Mary Kay. Generally speaking. Okay. That's the rule. So that's one thing. Number two, it's a great way to keep track of your taxes. If you do your weekly accomplishment sheet every single week, the only other thing that you need to keep track of is your receipts. Because all your sales is there, all your wholesale orders is there, all the taxes that you paid or did not pay because you gave away free product is there. You understand what I'm saying? So all you need is receipts from anywhere you traveled, when you eaten out while you're traveling, if you paid for a cup of coffee for an interview, if you bought ink, paper, whatever. You just need receipts in your weekly accomplishment sheet. Okay? The last reason, in my opinion, is the best. So does anybody not know who Gloria Mayfield Banks is? Okay, so you all know who she is, right? Coach talks about her all the time. She is the #1 income earner in all of Mary Kay, 61 years. And she's beating the second person by a whole lot, like a whole lot. Okay. She figured out that she earned, if she divided everything she earned in commissions only, not her sales, that if she got paid on her first day of signing her agreement, she averaged about $333 a day. Commissions only. That's not her sales. That's the love check from the company. Okay. If I said to you during an interview, and you can earn money like Gloria Mayfield Banks, when she earned $18 million in her career. Can you earn $18 million within the next year or so? Let me break it down. Her highest month commission was somewhere in excess of $120,000, if I remember the number correctly. I might have switched the 1 and the 2. So it might be 212. I'll have to look it up again. So it's either 120 or 212 or something like that. Okay. But let's just, for the sake of argument, say it's $120,000. Can you work enough this month to next month get a love check from the company for $120,000? Does anybody think they can do it? So if you don't think you can do it and you know how Mary Kay works, how much more is somebody you're talking about the opportunity who has no idea how Mary Kay works? They're going to go, I can't do that. However, if you show them their weekly accomplishment sheet, you could say, this week I worked 5 hours and I made $65 an hour, because the weekly accomplishment sheet actually calculates that for you. They can see how many faces you've done. They can see all of that. Isn't that more relatable? I sold $1,000 last week. Is she going to say she can do $1,000 a week, or she can do enough for $120,000 a month? It makes recruiting so much easier. Okay. So I just want you to keep that in mind. So anything for time. Do you have any questions? I got like 23 minutes to do 2 sections. I think I can do it.
And Therese, the weekly accomplishment doesn't take long.
You got to speak up, Fidelia. I'm sorry.
Oh. The weekly accomplishment sheet does not take long.
No, it doesn't. Especially.
If you're doing it every day.
Well, even if you didn't do it every day, if you just put all of your receipts digitally, it's going to take you 5 minutes to go click, 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 click for all the ones that were for that week. Because if you're doing it on Saturday, you can just click all. But if you're doing it on Sunday, you have to get the stuff from last week. Okay. Or if you're doing it Monday, Sunday or Monday, you have to put last week.
If you're loading in my customers, every time you sell something, you're putting it in my customers.
Right.
Right.
That's the digital.
It will transfer it to your weekly accomplishment.
Right. Right. Instead of writing it again, if you work better with written, please do it. Just know that you have an extra step to do. Okay. I'm not telling you don't write, because everybody's brain works different. But I can't have all that paper in my house. It'll drive me insane. Okay. So just keep that in mind. But yes, weekly accomplishment sheet, if you do all digital receipts, it's not going to take you 5 minutes. And to have all of that information to help you with your taxes, help you with your recruiting, help the director help you, is so totally worth it. Okay? Any other thoughts, questions, concerns, suggestions, comments about time? Okay, so the next one is emotional. This is when it gets fun. Woo-wee. So every single person who walks the face of the earth, every single person, goes through your emotional cycle from a newborn child to a centenarian, right? You may not go through every aspect of it, but you will go through every piece of it, okay? The faster you go through the emotional cycle, the more successful you will be. The more times that you go through the emotional cycle, the higher in Mary Kay you will be. Okay, so let's see what this is. Stage 1 is excitement. Sometimes it's nervous excitement. You just signed your agreement. Ooh, I'm gonna try this. Like, I can do this, right? Again, you might be a little nervous, but you think about all the possibilities of signing up with Mary Kay. Okay, can you guys see this? The next step is stage 2, which is frustration. Ever been frustrated because you called 20 people and nobody called you back? Or you booked appointments and then they canceled? Or people won't book appointments? That's what frustration is, okay? It is perfectly normal to be frustrated. But next is the shock that comes with it. So my director said this was easy. Now I want to caveat this with this. Your director never said working Mary Kay was easy. Your director said that working Mary Kay is simple. There's a difference. Simple means step by step to be successful. Easy means little or no work involved. There's a lot of work in Mary Kay. You have to work your business. Okay? That's the difference. But sometimes they hear simple and think easy. That's why they're shocked. The next one is denial. The denial stage is one of my favorite stages to watch because people get, they start to pull back. I'll say it that way. That's where the creative procrastination comes in, that you're cleaning out your closet when you're supposed to be making bookings. Or they didn't hold the party, so let me go watch my TV show. That's Mary Kay time. You're supposed to be working Mary Kay. But they start the procrastination. Sometimes creative procrastination looks like depression. So they're sleeping all the time or eating all the time. You stop answering your director's calls. You stop going to trainings. You understand what I'm saying? You got a really negative attitude about Mary Kay. That's my favorite, when people who learned all their business techniques from Mary Kay and then they get online and talk about how Mary Kay is the worst business ever, but they're only successful in the next business because they learned the business principles in Mary Kay. I'm just being honest. Okay? Because remember, I said this is one of the 5 ways that people leave. They leave because they didn't learn the business skills. They didn't manage their time. Or number 3, they don't handle their emotions. Mary Kay will shine a spotlight on whatever problem you have. So if you have trouble with the way people talk to you, your emotional management, you're going to leave. If you have a problem with money, you can make $1 million a month and you'll still be broke. If you don't use your time wisely, you can say, I work Mary Kay all the time, when technically you're just thinking about it. You understand what I'm saying? Mary Kay shines a spotlight on something that you need to work on, but I promise you, this is the best self-development course ever because you get paid doing it. Okay, so that's the denial. And then next is the fear. And I don't mean fear of Mary Kay. I'm not afraid of Mary Kay Cosmetics, the company. I'm not afraid of the product. But what I am afraid of is failing, or in some cases, succeeding. And that's when you start making some excuses. I can't do this. Maybe it's not for me. My job's not that bad. I can deal with the hours. At least the pay is good. I can deal with my boss, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, that's the fear piece. And then some people do one or both of these, the anger and the settling. Settling, again, is part of that excuses. I never wanted to own my own business anyway. It's easier and less hours to work for somebody else. I've always loved my job, blah, 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 blah. Okay, you forget why you came into Mary Kay, your why. Okay, And you get angry. And again, not at the company or at the product, but usually at yourself. Because at some point you have to open your eyes and realize that if you are successful or if you are failure, which technically you can't fail in Mary Kay, but if you're a failure, you made mistakes, you didn't hit your goal, it's totally up to you. Remember, Coach always tells us that success is in the ask, not the answer. So if you ask 5 people to book an appointment, if they haven't done it yet, and you know you need to get your 2 bookings done, you need to ask more people, period. It doesn't matter what those 5 people said. You understand what I'm saying? That's why I say there's no failure in Mary Kay. You either learn a lesson or you hit your goal. Sometimes the lesson is you need to work more. All right. And then after you're angry, you realize that you are totally responsible for your whole everything. And that's when you recommit. So recommitment is like a V8. You ever seen the commercials? You need a V8, that kind of thing. Or if you ever watch NCIS, a Gibbs slap, y'all knows what those are, right? The general idea. That's when you go, do I normally give up? Would I let my child give up? For us parents, playing the flute or the violin or whatever is too hard. Ballet is too hard. Basketball is too hard. Would you let them quit? The rule in my house was they had to finish the season. They can not do it again, not re-enroll, but they had to finish the season, whether they liked it or not, because they're going to follow through with their commitment. Okay. So you realize that you try not to let discouragement bog you down. You actually start getting excited about the possibilities of your business again. You are now probably going back to your affirmations. And if you would have never stopped, you probably wouldn't have to do this. You start answering the phone again. You start showing up for trainings. You may even facial somebody. That's the recommitment. Okay. And then you go back to the excitement stage. Okay. So any questions regarding the emotional cycle? All right. So the last thing is the money. And I've got 14 minutes to do it, and I think I can do it unless you have questions. If you have questions, please ask. So you do realize that you're not supposed to use your own money to pay for Mary Kay, right? We're not talking about an investment or initial inventory. We're talking about you've been in for 6 months and you want to hit, it's now $700 a month, and you pull out of your paycheck, savings or whatever, or your profit, so you can place a $700 order and get a $35 prize. Is that rude? I don't mean to be rude. I'm just telling you the truth. How much was that bag last month, Gwendolyn? Where did you see it? How much?
$28 off Amazon.
So she saw that pink bag. It didn't say Mary Kay, but she saw that exact pink bag and whatever color was in for $28. Did you really dig in your pocket for $700 to pay for a $28 bag? You understand my point? We're not talking about reinvestment. We are not talking about the first inventory order. We're talking about you've been in this business, you sold nothing, or you sold just enough to place another order, and you're not taking any money home. Why work Mary Kay? It's now a hobby. It costs you money instead of making money. Okay. So during the pandemic, we did a 50-50 split because we wasn't going nowhere. So you could take your whole profit. So what that looked like, if you sold $1,000 for the week, that means that $500 plus all of your taxes, because remember, we pay tax on retail when we buy our wholesale price. Okay. So all of your taxes goes back into Mary Kay to either build or replenish your inventory. And then the last 50%, which is $500, is your profit. Okay. Mary Kay says that you should do the 60-40 split. What that looks like, you're going to take, if it's $1,000 you sold for the week, you're going to take $500 plus all the taxes. It goes back to Mary Kay. I'm going to take 10% and put it in a business checking account. Okay, I said that wrong. Put it in a checking account. So when you first start Mary Kay, just get a regular checking account. Don't get a business account, because then you have to keep a certain amount in it and it costs you money. Get a regular checking account. Okay. If your credit is so bad that you can't get a reloadable debit card, put all the money on that. Okay. So 10%, which would be $100 if you sold 1,000 for the week, is for all of your business expenses. Everything that relates to what you have to pay is your business expense. In some states, so you're going to have to check yourself. I am not going to tell you which states they are, but I will tell you that Washington is one of them because I know none of you live here. I can claim getting my nails done once a month and getting my hair done once a month because I'm in the beauty industry. Okay, so check your state to see if you can do that. But my biggest suggestion would be to talk to a tax accountant at least once, so that you know what you can and cannot include. And if you get a 1099 from the company because you did over $600, you need an accountant. That is one of those things that you should not be doing yourself. This is technically my opinion because I've done my own taxes, but the difference is I'm an accountant. Okay. I am not your accountant though. So get one. Okay. And then the last 40%, which is $400 if you sold 1,000, is your take home pay. Okay. This is what Mary Kay suggests. Now I'm going to show you something that some of you are going to be very upset with me, and that's okay. I have big shoulders. I can take it. This is what I recommend. I recommend 70-30. So again, out of $1,000, $500, 50% plus all the taxes goes back to Mary Kay. 10% goes into a savings account, and that is only for travel and uniform. Okay, so travel would be any Mary Kay event, whether it's company sponsored or not. It would be your red jacket. It would be your director's jacket. It would be your beauty coat. Like if you bought like a beauty coat, a white shirt and a black skirt, that's your uniform. Okay, that's what that is. And then anything related to travel. So you go there, you got to get there. So transportation, if you rent a car while you're there, because your flight, or just have the car. If you using your own car, I believe it's 56 cents a mile. It's been 6 months since I've done my taxes, so I can't remember, but it's better to do by mileage than it is to do by gas tank. You get more money back. Okay, so instead of saying I filled up my car $20 to gas, you say that you went 20 miles at 56 cents a mile or 58 cents, whatever it is for the year. It changes every year. Okay, and then food, any gifts that you might buy for your team, any extra stuff for yourself, don't go crazy. That's what travel uniform is. 10% goes into your checking account for all your other business expenses. So depending on your personal situation, it could be your cell phone bill, could be your rent or your mortgage, depending on how much space Mary Kay takes up in your house, your electricity, part of it. If you have an office or storage, you need a brand new computer, your printer ran out of ink, there's no more paper, I need more ink pens, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So all your other business expenses would come out of that. And then the last 30%, which would be $300, is your take home. So now somebody is scratching their head going, why would I do 70-30 when I can do 50-50 or 60-40? How many of you did not or will not be going to seminar? Monique, you're going?
I've been already.
Okay, so you went. Miss Summer, did you go?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Do you mind sharing the reason why? No pressure if you don't want to share it.
Okay. You talking about so far as going to the conference?
Yeah, going to seminar, yes.
Seminar. Okay. I'll say this, that
Uh-oh. Summer, we can still hear you, but we can't see you. Okay, I no longer can hear her. Well, that sucks. All right, we'll give her a chance to come back.
Okay.
Oh.
You can hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, yes, ma'am. I was gonna say I would spend a lot of time going to women conferences, like being in ministry.
Okay.
And so I had kind of
Doggone it. Savannah, are you going or did you go?
I'm leaving Monday.
Oh, you're Sapphire.
Mm-hmm.
Cool beans.
I want to spend more time next year in my Mary Kay business
Okay.
and not spend as much time traveling in ministry. I still will travel, but I'm not going to obligate myself to certain things, to other people's conferences. I may send a donation and that's it.
Gotcha. So could we boil this down? I don't know if she can hear me. Can we boil this down to not enough time and money? I don't know if she can hear that question. I feel so bad.
No, her phone does that.
There you are. Did you hear the question?
Okay. Yes, ma'am. 'Cause I just want to say I don't want to spread myself out there, so out there to the point where people are looking for me.
Oh,
Yeah, it's okay. Nadine, did you go?
Nadine.
Or are you going? No? Okay.
No, didn't go.
Can
All
you
time.
say time or money or both?
I had a work trip that coincided with.
Good. You had a work thing.
Yeah.
So you had no time.
Right.
Okay. So you had to ask permission to take off your own time at work.
If I wanted it, yes. Which was kind of hard to do. This I couldn't say no to. That's the problem too.
I believe you. I totally get it because there's certain things with work that you absolutely, whether you want to do it or not, you absolutely have to do. So that was not a judgment thing. I get it. Summer, you might want to log out and then come back in.
Okay, yes, ma'am. I got you.
Okay. The reason why I ask is generally speaking, it's time or money that people don't go to seminar. So why not just take the money thing out and save for it all year? Instead of waiting until January and God forbid, God forbid nothing goes wrong. Like, you don't want nothing to go wrong and you save for those 6 months for your transportation, your food, your spending money, your room. Y'all know what I'm saying? But if you put a little bit every week for 52 weeks, you don't have to worry about selling an extra 20 miracle sets over 3 months to be able to afford seminar. Does that make sense?
yeah, that was one of the things that Monique and I talked about, just having a savings plan together. So how much do you recommend putting aside every week or every month for a seminar?
Okay, so this is what I do know. Seminar costs the average person, if you have 3 roommates, about $1,500. If it's only 2 of you in a room, it's about $2,000 for seminar. Okay, I will not do more than one. It's either my husband or my girlfriend. That's all it is. We ain't sleeping with nobody else. Okay, we need the whole bed by ourselves. Okay, but no offense to somebody who does 4 to a room so they can afford it. I say I'd rather you have 4 to a room and afford it than not go. Okay, I've done the 8 to a room. That was career conference. It was only one night. Doesn't matter. But that being said, if you put 10%, let's just say it's on average $50 a week. On average. So some weeks are more, some weeks are less. What is 50 times 52? Is that $2,500? Something like that? Y'all put money away for Christmas shopping. Why can't you put money away for your Mary Kay business?
2,600.
There you go. See, I was close. It's them $2 that messed me up. But you understand what I'm saying, right? You put money away to go on vacation. You put money away for birthdays, Christmas, whatever. You put money away for a rainy day for those of us who can afford it. And that's not trying to be rude or mean. They said the average American is a $500 to $600 catastrophe away from horrific.
Mm-hmm.
Your car breakdown costs $500. You can't survive, or it's super, super hard to survive. Okay. Let me take this down. But if you're putting a little bit away, and remember, if you're seeing 30 faces a month and you average $100 per face, average, that's brand new. That is $3,000 in sales, which means each month is $1,500 in your pocket that you're going to put 10% away, which is $150. That's not including any gift baskets, any just because gifts, because I do pillow gifts a lot, just because gifts. What else? Reorders. That's not including purchase with a purpose. Any other ways that you sell product, that's not including your commissions. It's easy to just put 10% away every single week. You don't have to worry about it. And it's going in a savings account. Saving has at least some kind of interest. So let's say you're putting away for $2,600 a year with a little bit of interest. If it only got you up to $2,800, that's still $200 more than you had. Right? So I just want you to think about it from a money standpoint, not from I'm only bringing 300 out of 1,000 home. Okay. However, also, and two, if you're only taking home 30%, you're going to hold more facials or parties, which means you're going to sell more, which means your take home pay will be more, which means you have more people to have second appointments, more people to recruit. Y'all see where I'm going with this? Now, I cannot tell you what to do. You can do whatever you want, 50-50, 60-40, 70-30. But me and mine do 70-30. So I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to worry about in April freaking out because I didn't buy my plane ticket yet. And now the prices are starting to go up to seminar. Or in December, God forbid, and I don't have a plane ticket yet for leadership. Or 3 days before, I'm hoping I get my commission check so I can have my room paid for career conference. It's not worth the hassle. It's not worth the stress. And remember, Mary Kay's supposed to be fun. Are you having fun knowing you got to sell an extra 21 miracle sets over 12 weeks?
Oh, no.
I ain't. That's stress to me.
Yep.
Now, some people take it as a challenge and they love it. Good for you. But for the rest of us, when you already know you need to sell a certain amount to bring home money for you, and you know that sometimes it's hard to make the bookings, and you know that people are flaky, and God forbid it's over summer vacation like we're doing now, where people are really flaky because they're on mental vacation, why make it harder for yourself? Okay. Summer, do we have you back?
Yes, ma'am, I'm back. Yes, ma'am.
So you were saying, if I understood correctly, that you are going to have less time for some of those, maybe just a donation, but you can put more time into Mary Kay. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am, that's correct. That's all I was saying.
Okay, so we can kind of boil that down to not enough time and not enough money.
Well, actually, what's happened is by the time I travel and I pay for going to a conference, the money I've spent a lot of times into that, I could have spent, I look at it now as I became a part of Mary Kay, I could spend more time and more money in Mary Kay.
Right.
What's happened is a lot of people I've supported for years, me being in ministry, and that's fine, but I just see where I can be more productive, just sometimes just in the donation. By the time I pay for gas, the fees, eating out, and you might as well say about a $400 tab already. So, I look
That's
at it
for the
that
hotel and if you had to fly.
yeah. So I mean, by the time you look at everything, a lot of times I'm in Atlanta based, so I'm from Atlanta, so I go there a lot because I know a lot of people in Atlanta. They still invite me in, but at the end of the day, it's kind of like more so sometimes people want your gift, and you learn that. People might want your gift, but at the same time, it's not something I'm getting paid for everything I do. So a lot of times, a lot of things on volunteer basis, and I just did it from the heart and never for the money. But now, since I'm involved with Mary Kay, I have to switch some things out because a lot of times in the market, people will market themselves, and then it's like you're the one getting left out and left field. So I've been there. A lot of people like, oh, you make money, so it's like, oh, we want to bring money makers in. They kind of support their conferences. That's fine, but I don't like to make God about money. I just feel like whatever I do it from the heart. God's been blessing me. But at the same time, you have to be careful who you bless and how you bless people. Everybody
That's
don't deserve
true.
part of your blessing.
So
So I've
there's-
had to
I'm sorry, go ahead.
iron some things out. You good.
Okay. So
And I've
ironing
learned
those
a lot
things
from you.
out, taking all of that you said, it sounds like it's not enough time and not enough money. About seminar, because you spent seminar money somewhere else with lack of knowledge. This is not a dig. And
Yes,
because you spent so much time on those things, you could not go to Mary Kay.
Exactly. You got it. Uh-huh.
Right. So
Yeah.
again, if you're doing a 70-30, you don't have to worry about having enough money.
Mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am.
And Pam Shaw says something that I live by. Saying yes to one thing is saying no to something else.
Mm-hmm.
You only have 168 hours a week,
Okay.
24 hours a day, and you need to sleep,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yes, ma'am.
So that's, we talked about time management already, which you already have a grasp of. And now you understand why I do that. I suggest the 70-30.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But like I
Okay.
said before, you guys can do whatever you want. I mean, whatever one you want, but I'm telling you why it would be better to do 60-40 or at least 60-40. So you don't have to come out of pocket to buy samples. Because samples are business expenses, right?
When they expensive.
They are. That's why I only buy samples for this contest. I don't buy samples normally. I won't tell you what I do because it's not right. But you know, talk to your director if you need some suggestions. Because I told you I do mostly virtual, but they wash their face. That's all I'm gonna say. Talk to your director if you got any questions. Okay, so that is everything. We're only 6 minutes over, and I'm very, very proud of myself because we had a lot of questions, and I appreciate every single question. We are recording this because every single week is different, and it's a different set of questions and a different mindset. You could come back next week and have different questions when we go over it again. Okay, because it's always like, I have new experiences, so let me, try to merge this same information with new experiences. Okay, so any questions about anything that we talked about today or anything meta related?
So, Sharice,
Yes,
new
ma'am.
consultant training is every Saturday at 5:30?
Most Saturdays. Like I didn't
Huh?
have it last week because we were at seminar. And if
Okay.
I feel like my body is dragging, then I will cancel one just to get my rest. But most Saturdays, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. Just assume we're having it unless I specifically say no. It's easier to do that. Okay, anybody else? This recording will go in sometime today. Because the recording is approximately 2 hours, it means it's going to take at least an hour to render before it's a video that I can post. So just keep that in mind. Also, I'm in Facebook jail. So I believe it ends at like 7 p.m. tonight. Facebook has been coming for me, y'all. They've been looking in 2023 saying that my posts were spam that I got from the company, that I copied from somebody else. So I'm in Facebook jail for 24 hours. I can send messages. I can post my stories. That's it. So it might be tonight, but it'll be up. But I'm being completely honest. This is not the first time this happened. I got in Facebook jail for sending too many messages because y'all see how I post messages in all the groups. And most of the groups y'all not in, but I'm in all of them. Well, not all of them. I'm not in the directors only, like the unit groups. I'm not in all of those, thank God. I am if they want me to, but most of them are not in. But all the other groups that I'm in. So how many groups are y'all in? And then add them up. That's what I'm in. And so I was first of the month. I did I need all your end of the month stuff. And then I did all your first of the month stuff. So if you ever look in the feature section, it's a lot of the 5 by the 15th, the link for meta practice page, talking about the guides and all the times of the things. And I was posting like 20 flyers per chat. And they put me in jail. So I had to do a lot of stuff from my husband's account, and my sister's account. So I guess it's that time of the year. All right. Yes.
How soon would you put a new consultant into Meta?
Say that again.
How soon would you put a new consultant into Meta?
The day you talk to them as a director.
Okay.
So technically, directors are encouraged to talk to their people within 24 to 36 hours after they sign up. I know it doesn't always happen that way because of life, but it's encouraged. So after you, hi, I'm your director, because the recruiter gave your information and picture to tell them to save it so they know it's coming, you would go over inventory, and then part of their onboarding would be friend me on Facebook and join these groups.
Okay.
That's usually
So,
Summer is not a new consultant. Summer's been with me probably about 4 or 5 months.
she's a new consultant.
Yeah, I'll bring her into Meta.
Mhm.
And I'll bring Ziza and I think that's it. That's on.
Invite everybody.
Janice.
Yeah, the more people you have in the metamorphosis, whether they come to trainings or not, they are given so much information that they can look at leisurely. And they don't know, the new people don't know the difference. If you've been in Mary Kay for a year and then you come into metamorphosis, we're like, oh, this is a lot. But if you just started Mary Kay and you come into Meta, do you think that's normal? It's like that when we tell new consultants, you should be telling your consultants that the average new consultant has at least one person on their team in the first 5 days, or that they can be 3 people on their team for the red jacket in the first 7. You should be telling them that. They don't know any different. And Mary Kay studies show that the sooner they get a team member, the more likely they're to stay with you and work their business. Why would you not want that? And we're not penalized anymore for people recruiting before you get into DIQ. I mean, there's no reason not to anymore. So if you as a consultant are telling them, recruit immediately, do this training immediately, here's my director's name and picture, you're setting them up for success. The only thing you cannot do as consultants, unless you are adopted in and you talk to Karen, so like the Adorables, your director's not here, you have to talk to Karen individually. But if your director is here, you cannot add people. Only your director can. That's the only thing. Okay. I mean, like if you're on Facebook, send your director's Facebook information. Friend her here. This is her picture. This is her phone number. She's going to call you. Set her up for success. And do not talk inventory unless you are trained. Okay. Any other questions, thoughts, concerns, comments, suggestions? All right, ladies, it has been real. Thank you for getting up and keeping me company. And shout out to Miss Charlie for being up at 5:30 in the morning. Because, girl, I thought I was doing it by myself. Woo-wee! Y'all, I didn't even get my makeup on this morning, but I was working. I usually am like, my face is done, but I was working and I haven't been to sleep yet. So I washed my face last night and that was it. Sorry. And I got to do my hair today and redo my nails. It's that kind of day. And I can't sit in nobody else's chair. So I got to do my own hair. Y'all get where I'm going with this, right? All right. Okay. So one more thing, and then I'm gonna let you go. Sometimes after me vomiting all of this information on you, you think of the questions after we've gotten off. That is perfectly okay. Put it in the comment section of this video when it goes up. I always go back and check. And I always ask the directors to go check comment sections for questions. Okay, so you can definitely add it there, or you can ask your director, or you can ask me. The calendar came out, but I had to resend it, so it's going to come back out today. I'm gonna have to have somebody else post it for me, but it's going to come out today because passwords were changed on the sheet, but not in person yet. So that's why I had to rescind it, but it will be back out today.
Are you just sending the calendar? Can just directors pull it or everybody can pull the calendar?
Anybody can pull the calendar.
Okay.
Yes, the calendar is, these are the things that are going on in Meta. My suggestion is, if you do not have the time, do not try to make everything. I don't make everything, and I work here. Okay. But what I am asking you is the things that you do make, be consistent. So if you know you're available for evenings, then make the 2 evening meetings, Monday and Tuesday, maybe even Sunday evening, and have some guests on. Okay. If you know that you can come for lunch, then come for lunch on Tuesday through Friday. Or if you can only come Tuesday and Friday, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Be consistent. That's the only thing we ask. Because like I said, everybody's schedule is different.
Okay.
Okay.
Gotcha.
All right. Anything else? Nope.
Teresa,
Perfect.
I just wanted to say thank you so very much. This was so helpful.
Good. I'm glad to hear it. I'm glad to hear it. I'm glad to help. That's my love language, y'all. I like to help. Acts of service. All right. So I am going to stop the recording now.